Hi there. Welcome to Sunnyside Journals. I'm Catherine. I have a flip through today of a journal, a junk journal I recently finished called The Attractive Home. This book is 104 years old and it needed quite a bit of TLC to get it to be attractive again. It was in pretty sad shape, but I really think it turned out just beautiful. And I'm excited to show it to you. The dimensions are 5 3/8 inches wide, 8 1/8 inches long, and it now has a 1-inch spine. This is not the original spine. This is a completely new spine that I had to rebuild for this little baby. The original spine actually was about maybe 3/8. It was a tiny little spine and it literally was crumbling apart. The book literally pretty well fell apart in my hands, the spine. The papers were quite nice. They were still very old and quite crackable, but I was able to save almost all of the illustrations in it that are just beautiful. And for the most part, I made journaling cards out of all the illustrations that were lovely and colorful. And yeah, so we'll be getting into that. I wanted to let you know it has vintage fabric on the side. I don't know how old the fabric is. I do know it's old, and as ever, everything in this book has come from a repurposed, rescued source. Except for the glue and the thread, everything in this one is all from repurposed sources. The book, the papers, the illustrations, the laces, the ribbons, the fabric, you name it, repurposed source. Actually, there is gold gilding wax along the edge, and that is also brand new. I defy anyone to try and find gold gilding wax from a thrifted source. That would be, I can't imagine. But everything else, even right down to the eyelets, I found my eyelets at craft stores. So I don't know what the camera is showing as far as the color. The photos that I've tried to take and videos that I've taken, it makes this book look like it's just a grimy old gray. And while it is a warm gray, it really doesn't look grimy anymore. If you can see, there's a gold shimmer on it. I've cleaned it up. I have resealed it. So now it's tough. It never was a sealed surface. It was kind of a paper surface. And it's been all resealed, waxed, and then sealed again. And there are 5 signatures in a hidden hollowback spine. And there's beautiful little lace detail at the top and at the bottom. Isn't that pretty? And there's a total of 100 pages in this book of varying sizes. Inside, you'll see that I have made a pocket out of an old vintage doily, and in it I have put a journaling card that's made from a vintage playing card, and I also made a journaling card from the photo that was inside the original book of the author, Eakin Wallach. So he looks rather intense, but I couldn't not include him. He's just really cool. The end papers were made from a book of wrapping papers that I have that are reprints from the chintz fabric designs from the Victoria and Albert Museum. I've added an entry page of tissue paper at the beginning that open up to the first page, which is the original first page of the book. And it says on it what year the book was first published, 1916. So it's 104 years old. I also fussy cut a little window with a little side table. There is lace on 4 of the 5 signatures. I didn't put lace on the middle signature. I just didn't want to overlace it. The first and the last signature come from an old address binder that I had. So the first signature has the letter A, and then the last signature, we may have to see it when we get to it. Here we go. Maybe you can see it now. Has the letter H for Attractive Home. I had to choose a letter, so I chose AH. Hold on. Inside, there are several pockets that I have made from offcuts from leftovers of the end papers. Here is some illustrations from advertisements that were in the back of the book for Campbell's Varnish Stain that are now a journaling card. This is a leftover blank paper that was from the book, so I've cut it up, and there's a few pieces here and there in the book. This is a page that actually has real leaves and grass into the paper. I used a lot of the stationery that I have, the handwriting stationery. So this one is has got geese on it. This is from a vintage children's school composition book. It's beautifully naturally yellowed. I didn't do that. That Mother Nature and Father Time did that. This page is from a birdwatcher's book. So it says field observations at the top. Inside the first signature is a tea-dyed doily, and I fussy cut one of the illustrations from out of the book. This is another thing that is new. Washi tape here and there to reinforce some of the old papers. And again, I have yet to find washi tape at thrifted sources. And sometimes it's necessary if you've got old paper or fragile paper. Washi tape is a really great way to fortify it and give it strength. The second signature, there's a little lace cluster at the top there with some little pearls and a little illustration from out of the book and some lace along the edge here. I'm not sure if it shows up, but the lace that I used along the edge has a beautiful shade of sort of a soft shell pink that matches the soft shell pink that's on the spine. Some more stationery. This is onion skin paper that has a bit of tea dyeing on it. Some more stationery. Here's another piece of paper, blank paper that was from the original book. Oh, hold on. Here's a journaling card that I made from one of the original illustrations in the book. And the tab at the top matches the end papers. So some paper is tea-dyed and some paper has been left natural because it just already looked very pretty. So there's a nice balance of both in here. I've left the threads untrimmed. You can trim them if you like. Here's another pocket made from leftovers of the end papers, and I fussy cut a piece of furniture illustration out of the book, and I added one of the top headings off one of the pages, and you'll see there's a tea-dyed doily in behind. It's all been layered. Here's some more stationery over here, and then I made a journaling tag out of another illustration out of the book. And I just tucked a scorecard from a Word Thief game, tea-dyed, back in there. A little bit of ribbon sewn on the bottom of this little stationery page that has a little fairy on it. Lots of journaling space. This is a CD envelope that I have distressed to look old. There's a journaling card inside it, made from an illustration in the book. And you can put whatever you like in there. I just thought that looked rather nice. And then what I did on this side was the envelope closure. I just made that into a tuck spot, and I put a journaling card made from a vintage playing card in there. You can put whatever you like in there. Again, here's another fussy cut from out of the original book that I just placed here on this page that is made from a 1981, I believe, telephone and address book. Some stationery that has lavender on it that's been tea dyed. There's 3 rusty paper clips with lace on it. This lace was too wide and I had to trim it about in half. So these are actually the offcuts of the lace that got trimmed off of this lace. So nothing got wasted. Here's another journaling card I created from a fussy cut illustration out of the original book. And you'll see that there's some lace. There's a little snippet from a little golden book spine there. And then this, the backing is some William Morris wallpaper illustration of them. Some more stationery. The other side of the telephone address book. There's another little fussy cut from the original book, an illustration of a stenciled partition. Here's a little cluster I made with a little button there, and it peeks out over the top, so when the book's closed you can still see, there it is. You can still see that little button peeking at you. And I liked the pink and green with it, as there's quite a bit of pink and green in this book. I'm going to move this up here so you can see what I do. I made a journaling card with some fussy cutting from the book and a little cluster here of fabric and lace and button. And it's a flip down, so you can journal on this area. It's quite long. And but it's also a tuck spot. So you can put things behind it. You can write on here. You can flip it up and hide your writing. And I just think that turned out really cool. And it has a word snippet at the top that says, "Home again." Some more of the lavender tea-dyed paper. Some more of the Birdwatchers paper. This is resume cotton paper that has a watermark on it. Here's a little journaling card that I created. Again, from some of the William Morris paper. And a fussy cut from out of the original book, and a little word snippet that says dream. The center of this signature is a tea-dyed spread from a guest book. Here's the envelope that goes with those sheets of stationery, and I just put a piece of tea-dyed paper inside. You can put whatever you like in there. And then it just tucks into here. 2 more journaling cards. This pocket is made again from an offcut from the end papers, and it has a tea-dyed doily piece, paper doily, and a fussy cut little chair from out of the original book. This journaling card has a fussy cut window and side table. And again, I cut another of the headings from off of one of the pages out of the original book. And there's journaling on both sides for this card. This is also an illustration from out of the original book. And this poem was also in the original text block. So there's lots of journaling on this side. I believe there are 14 journaling cards in total in this book. Here's some more. Here's the other side of that doily that I've made into a little corner pocket. And as ever, a bookmark of the 2 Nanas always goes in. And here's a journaling card with a fussy cut illustration from the original book and some of the William Morris paper. And then I made a tag with an illustration of an advertisement for color for straw hats. Oh. And a vintage price tag on it. I have a whole package of these vintage price tags and I just love them. So there you go. This is the attractive home, and it is ready for a new home. If you're seeing this video That means that I have listed it at in my Etsy shop. So if you're interested, you could go over and take a look. I'll put the link down below for my Etsy shop. And thank you for watching. And as ever, please remember that although I'll be listing it for preparation for shipping 6 to 8 weeks time, that's only in the event of there's a difficulty with community rules as far as getting to the post office. I just wanted to give myself more time just in case. But so far I've had no problems going to the post office, and no problems getting in and out quite quickly and safely. So, but I just wanted to let you know, just in case, I would be communicating with you the whole time, just in case there was a problem that came up. We just don't know right now. Thanks for visiting, everyone. I hope you're doing well and staying safe. Take care. Bye.